How are we doing, guys? All Leeds TV, Sheffield Wednesday won, Leeds won, and it's unbelievable how we haven't won that game. I cannot really stress that enough. I don't know how we haven't won that game, but it's one of those things. It's a championship for you, and it's the very nature of the championship. You know, the way we just dominated the ball for 90 minutes, really. For 75 of them, I felt we were well on top. You know, we had a brief 15-minute spell in the first half where we lost a little bit of control, but for 75 minutes of that game, we've been absolutely exceptional, and I think a game away to Sheffield Wednesday is not an easy game. You know, I've said in the preview to the game, you know, any kind of result will be a positive, I felt. Maybe in the context of how we played, how much we dominated the game, I'm a little bit disappointed. I think a lot of fans saw it as 2 points lost, and I'd have to agree with that in the context of how we played, because we're not going to play like that every week. We'll definitely 100% play worse than that and win games this season. We've done it already this season. You know, look at Rotherham at home. There's another game off the top of my, which I can't quite think of the top of my head, but Bolton at home as well, and the Cup of course as well. We were miles better tonight than we were in those games, but that's the way the Championship is. You know, Sheffield Wednesday is not an easy game. You know, a point in the context, I guess it's a good point really. You know, we've stopped the rot, that's the main thing. We've got a positive result with players out. We've gone one down, had show character. Despite our overplays, we have had show character tonight, and we've done that. We've dug in. You know, at one down at half time. You look at the game last season at Sheffield Wednesday, when we lose the game 3-0, but for the first half an hour we absolutely dominate the game. Sheffield Wednesday get a goal, and the game we just absolutely get battered in that game. We were absolutely shambolic that afternoon at Sheffield Wednesday. But tonight it was totally different. It shows the difference between this team and last season's team. The character, that little bit extra quality in the middle of the park. You know, I felt Click, Sive and Phillips ran the game tonight. I thought they absolutely dominated that midfield. And it's something that we're not used to seeing from a Leeds team. You know, so regularly the midfield being the focal point of the team, dominating the game. You know, it's been a weakness of a Leeds team for many years. You know, even when you look at, you know, you'd have to go back for quite a long time since I've seen the midfield perform as well as it has done. Certainly, I think the most recent would probably be the Lewis Cup days, but even then it was pretty much Lewis Cook on his own. But this midfield works as a unit. You know, Samuel Sive in that 8 role is absolutely perfect for that role. You know, I think in the 10 role, like it was last season, there was too much pressure on him to create. You know, he gets the ball a little bit deeper and he's able to drive forward a little bit more. You know, in the past, when he was playing further up front, you know, more as a 10, he was picking the ball up just outside the penalty area and he wasn't able to drive at defences as much. Now, you know, he picks it up a bit deeper and he just pulls people out of position and he creates a space for the rest of the team. You got Matthias Click there, who was just absolutely unbelievable. You know, what a player Matthias Click is. You know, I can't think of enough superlatives to describe how good he has been this season and how good a player he is. You know, I'm not even surprised with the finish. You know, as soon as it leaves his boot, it's a goal. It's simple as that. There's no surprise. The way, I don't think there's a midfielder in this league who strikes the ball as cleanly as Matthias Click. You know, every time. You know, he even had one in the first half on his left foot, which forces a great save off their keeper, just outside the area. He's just got that quality. You know, the passing, the composure on the ball, able to win the ball. He's tenacious. He has absolutely everything you want from a championship midfielder. And he's the perfect foil for Samuel Sive. And you got Calvin Phillips there, who was absolutely brilliant again tonight. You know, we had a bad game against Birmingham. Me and Joe have spoken about this quite a lot. You know, when Calvin Phillips has a bad game, he recovers very quickly this season. You know, he's had 2 bad games really for me this season. Swansea and Birmingham last weekend, and he's recovered really well both occasions. You know, Norwich away a couple of weeks ago, he was absolutely back to his best. And then you look at tonight, I thought he was absolutely back to his best again. He was winning the ball, you know, the crossfield passing, the quality on the ball, and he just really did dominate that space between the midfield and the defence. He never really let Sheffield Wednesday break forward, because they've got a lot of box-to-box players, and they were never really able to break into the box. And I thought Calvin Phillips did his role absolutely brilliant tonight. Just look at the game overall. The first half, you know, other than 15 minutes spell in that first half, just before, back from the 15th to the 30th minute, I thought we were dominant in that first half. You know, we didn't really create as many chances as we probably could have done with the amount of the ball we had. You know, we did still create chances. You know, Barry Douglas had that one off the post, Calvin Phillips had that one deflected out, Matthias Click has forced that save. But I thought occasionally, for a 15-minute spell, our passing was very poor in the first half. You know, we're giving the ball away in some really dangerous areas unnecessarily. Matthias Click, surprise, gave a really poor pass back to the keeper. Bailey Peacock-Farrell, who reacted really well. And it was a real rare occasion for Matthias Klick, that, but it just showed that it's a tough game, Sheffield Wednesday. They were really looking to press us high up the pitch, but I thought we coped with that. And then the second half, we really did start to just absolutely completely dominate the game. We getting the ball. I think there was a spell of half an hour where I don't think Sheffield Wednesday had a kick in their own half of the pitch, but don't get me wrong, Sheffield Wednesday defensively tonight were absolutely exceptional. You know, Tom Lees, I know we've mentioned him a lot from his time at Leeds, is so different to his time at Leeds. You know, he's so composed, brilliant in the air, and I thought he had a really good game. And Michael Hector as well had a really good game too, and I felt they kept them in it really, the two defenders. I thought the amount of blocks, bodies on the line kind of things, and we forced them into that. But you have to give credit to the opposition. Defensively they were exceptional, but we should win the game really. You know, with the amount of ball we had, the way we ran the midfield, how good defensively we looked, off the ball, tactically we looked good. But one of my frustrations tonight, and one of the reasons I don't think we won the game tonight, was we didn't get our wingers in behind their wing backs enough. You know, they were playing a bit for free at the back with Ash Baker on the right back, and at left back, I think they had Penny at at left back, and they were pushing really far forward. And it was a bit frustrating when we had a lot of the ball that we weren't able to find that pass, you know, into Harrison or Alioski. You know, just getting them in behind their defence. You know, because a lot of our play, I felt for the first 60 minutes was too much in front of Sheffield Wednesday's defence. It allowed them to go into a back five and just absorb the pressure, cope with it. And we didn't really, a lot of our chances, you know, for the first 60 minutes were coming outside the area. Obviously Matthias Klick gets that top goal, but then we really did start to drive at them a little bit more. You know, Samuel Saib got himself on the ball a lot in that second half, drove and moved them out of position. But that was my one frustration. You know, Harrison and Alioski, I felt their movement could have been a lot better. You know, the amount of ball we had, I felt they could have got involved in the game a lot more, and that's a real frustration for me. I think most Leeds fans, you know, I was looking on Twitter, that was the general assessment. I think Alioski and Harrison were probably our most frustrating players tonight. Alioski in the sense that he never really got involved in the game. Harrison in the sense that, you know, I don't want to be too critical on Jack Harrison because I don't think he had a poor game by any means. He did look to run at his full back all the time, or wing back. He just didn't get in behind him enough for me. You know, when Luke Hayden was getting the ball high up the pitch, he should be looking to get in behind his wing back, and it moves the whole defence out of position. Then it's, you know, it's what we've been doing brilliantly all season. We just didn't quite get that element of our game tonight, and it didn't give us that outlet, which I think could have won us the game. Ultimately, though, you have to say we were unlucky, but it's one of those things. I much prefer that performance to what we saw against Birmingham, but we're by no means perfect tonight. There's still things we need to work on. Yeah, I think we do miss Pablo still. Pablo plays tonight, it's a win no matter what. We create even more chances. Pablo possibly gets us a goal. You look at Kemal Roof, he probably could have made a difference tonight, even though I do think Tyler Roberts had a good game himself. It's just frustrating, you know, it's one of those things, but it's got to be a positive. We've stopped the rot, got ourselves a good point. We're still in a nice, healthy position in that table. Hopefully we might get a few results going our way. And we've got Hull away midweek and then Brentford at home. If we can get ourselves 4 points from those two games, I think it puts us in a really good position going into the international break. But it's not going to be easy by any means. Hull's a difficult place to go to. Another Yorkshire derby. And then Brentford as well. That's going to be a tough game too. You know, they're well up there. Play lovely football, and it will be a really interesting game, that Brentford game. You know, the two teams, probably the two most attacking teams in the league in terms of creating chances, getting themselves on the ball, playing real front foot football, and it could be a really good game, that one. All in all, it's going to be interesting. My man of the match tonight, I'm going to have to go with Calvin Phillips just ahead of the rest. I thought Calvin Phillips was absolutely exceptional tonight. You know, I thought defensively he had a tough job. I've mentioned it. Barry Bannon, Palupsi, making those box-to-box runs, he stopped every single one. I don't think anyone got the better of him all night. I thought he covered well against Forestieri when he got on the ball and beat one of our defenders. He was there to cover. His passing was absolutely brilliant, and I thought he really stood out tonight and really dominated that midfield and allowed us to control the game. I think going forward, I thought the midfield was a little bit let down by our attacking players. You know, Harrison and Alioski in particular could create more with the amount of ball we had. But it's one of those things. It's unlucky how it happened. Sheffield Wednesday defended well. We played absolutely brilliantly. We don't get the win, but we get a good result. All Leeds TV, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out Joe's review of the game and Ramblings of the South Stand's review of the game. I've been Oscar Marriott. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to the channel. All Leeds TV. Thanks very much for watching. See you later.